Climate change impacts more than just the weather and the climate, like a butterfly effect. One of those things is mosquitoes. Mosquitoes need warm, humid weather conditions to flourish, and as human-induced climate change causes the planet to slowly but surely warm, the period of time when mosquitoes are active and swarming you is lengthening. Dr. Shannon Ledoux is a senior scientist at the Carey Institute of Ecosystem Studies, and she tells me that as warmer conditions and increased precipitation impact areas due to the changing climate, there's more time for mosquitoes to stay active and grow in population.
A lot of the things we talk about with climate change that don't involve big storm disasters are really hard for people to see how it might influence their daily life. But everybody's been bitten by mosquitoes, and everybody has, certainly in the Eastern U.S., had that week or 2 weeks of the summer where you just can't go outside. Mosquitoes are too problematic.
Mosquitoes also thrive in litter collecting and pooling water, such as discarded tires and bottle caps. This means litter and other human-created habitats assist the growth of mosquito populations and nuisance days.
They are pretty good at optimizing habitat that humans create, which means they're a lot closer to humans, and thus more likely to bite humans. And so that's playing out kind of in parallel to the climate change.
Taking a look at regions across the U.S., the Southeast has the most mosquito days of any region per year, making up 60% of the year, followed by the Deep South with half of the year being mosquito days. Now, since 1979, mosquito days in Myrtle Beach and Florence have been growing due to the changing climate. 21 additional days in Myrtle Beach, 10 additional days in Florence, and this will continue under the changing climate. With more mosquito days and more activity, other concerns become evident.
A handful of the mosquito species that bite humans are known vectors of pathogens. In the United States, that's predominantly viral pathogens. Most people have heard of things like West Nile virus. Increasingly, we're seeing emergence of things like dengue virus at the southern limit of the United States, where there aren't really strong winter conditions limiting specific species of mosquitoes.
These disease worries are becoming more and more common in urban areas, which means more of a chance for a viral human outbreak. Your next question may be, why not eliminate mosquitoes altogether? Well, it's not for a lack of trying.
We have tried since human history was recorded to get rid of even the few species that we know are problematic and never been successful. But we do know that blanket pesticides and adulticides often kill a lot of the things that eat mosquitoes or compete with mosquitoes. Some of the ones that don't bite humans compete with the problem vectors during those juvenile phases. And one of the reasons we have species that are doing so well in cities right now is because they've been able to establish in habitats where there's no competition and no predation.
Dr. Ledoux says the best way to protect yourself from mosquitoes is by managing water and standing water in your yard. However, since mosquitoes can fly, it only takes one neighbor not managing water ponding objects to cause an influx of mosquitoes in your neighborhood. For Climate Carolinas, I'm meteorologist Jenna Warner.